Okay, let's go through participants. There you go. Okay, I'm gonna get off this and I'll get off the phone and I'll see you there. Oh yeah. Yeah, but do you wanna be on, do you wanna be on your phone or do you want me to be on? Yeah, that's what I do. Okay, I'll get off my phone. Okay, bye. Okay. Can you hear me?
Unmute. There we go.
Go. Yeah, I just got off the phone with Mark Shea at Sandals.
Ooh. Putting together a Sandals group.
Yeah, but I book them all through Classic because Sandals is just, I told him, I go, I love you. I think he's great. I think he's good at his job. I think he tries hard. I said, but I couldn't get anything done with anything that was direct. Anything I booked through through Classic got done immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I go, how am I supposed to do this? But he sat there and brainstormed with me and some ideas. So, he's a good guy.
I think he still gets credit for it. So
yeah, I asked him that, and he's like, well, and I said, I want you to, I appreciate your commitment to me. And I said, and I still love the product. So let's come up with some ideas. But I said, it's very difficult and it's not your fault. It's not his fault. I said, but I gave him the example of like my client today who was asking me about Norwegian. I said, when you look at how Royal Caribbean and Norwegian handled the exact same dates, the same cruises, everything, I said, what do you do? And I said, that's difficult. And then, oh, how funny, Alexis just got on. I was just showing photos of Alexis and I on the Joy. So I'm gonna make sure as people come in, I'll make sure that I've got them. I will invite them. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to write it in the chat. Just wanted to let you guys know, we're really lucky. Now Shane is my sales manager basically for Norwegian Cruise Line. And I've said this to her, but I do say this with sincerity. During the last 4 months, as we've watched basically every single trip that we've booked be canceled, and a lot of cruises, you learn a lot about businesses. And some of that has been good, and some of that has not been good. And what I'm looking for when I'm looking in business after doing this as long as I have, I'm looking for people that are going to stand by my clients and stand by their promise and what they do. And I will tell you, Norwegian Cruise Line is one of those that has really stood out. They've been very easy to work with. They have answered the phone quickly. They have taken care of my customers. Everyone's had issues because cruises are getting canceled and we don't know what's going on. We just have a surge right now. But when you can call and talk to someone and they can answer your question versus other cruise lines I've called, sat on hold for hours, and then they've gone, yeah, I don't know. And you're like, so are you gonna know? And frustration, and then your clients are irritated and they're yelling at you, and that doesn't mean I can't sell those, but there's something to be said about when a cruise line says, hey, we got you, we're gonna stand behind you, and they really do. And so I really am excited that we have great ships on the West Coast, and at some point, we're gonna be on them again, right? So my hope is that, hey, let's find out about what's going on, and then let's also dream about, you guys are gonna wanna cruise someday. And it's funny, my first trips that I booked, not rebooks, but first trips I booked were cruises. Because people who love to cruise, love to cruise. And we're booking right now through 2022. There are so many great deals right now. I was just looking today for a family of 18 going to Alaska next summer with, free airfare from Phoenix and all of the amenities. And I went, you can't miss out on that. You just don't get that on other cruise lines. So with that being said, thank you, No Shane, for meeting us here today. If you guys have questions, please go into the chat, and at the end we'll have time for us to ask her questions if they have not been answered. So I cannot hear. No. Oh, did I? Oh,
there we go.
I totally muted you. I meant to mute someone else. There you go.
Great. Thank you so much. And thanks to everyone for joining us today. I know you're super excited to at least be hearing about travel. And if you're anything like me and love to travel, then I know you just can't wait to get out this house and just be somewhere absolutely beautiful. I'm Noshane King, like Susan mentioned, and I must thank her for putting this together. And today I just want to get you to understand what is the Norwegian difference, why you need to sail with us, and what are we doing to give you peace of mind when you do sail with us, especially during this time. So let me go ahead and just quickly, Susan, the screen, you're seeing my screen, right?
No, you need to share it. I'm sharing my screen right now.
Give me one quick second.
We got this. We just had to play around with that a second ago.
Yes, we got this.
I had to go on there and show her photos, Alexis, of you and I doing the go-karts, and the photo you took of us where, while she's doing this, I'll show you this photo. It cracks me up, the photo of us all. So this is us on the go-karts, and then we did the, this one. And then the next one is, this is laser tag. It is a blast. And then this is Alexis taking a photo.
You're not sharing your screen, Susan.
Oh, I'm not. Okay. Oh, man. I don't want to mess her up, though. She's trying to share hers. Okay, I'll show you really quickly. Okay, here, because I'll show you really quickly. I'm sharing my screen. Okay, here is, we're on the NCL Joy. This is the photo of all of us on laser tag at the end. We're laughing, blah, blah, blah. And then this is Alexis taking it of us all trying to airdrop our photos to each other. And she's like, what do you get when you have like 12 travel agents together? And I was like, whatever. So it was a blast. There's Alexis and I. We're totally, you make these fun videos. It was beautiful. This is us on the go-karts.
I thought you were going to share the video of this one that I took illegally because you're not supposed to have your phone.
I have a skirt on, if you didn't notice, and I was like, it was so cold. But we were the only people waiting in line. So it was like, it was us and these guys, we were freezing. We were in Vancouver, we're like, okay, we're totally gonna go on the ride. We're totally gonna, and I'm like, I'm in a freaking skirt. Yeah, so we had a blast. I will tell you.
There are race cars on the cruise?
Race 2 levels.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'll be showcasing that. Susan, I think I'm ready.
Yeah, they're like real.
But I think you have to stop sharing your screen.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be done. I will share. She'll go do hers. Let me go stop sharing. It was a blast. Okay, can you share your screen? Can you? I've let go of my control. I promise. Well, not really. But I just want you to know all that today I was in a meeting and someone told me that I was not loud enough on Zoom. And I was like, oh my God, for real?
Are you all seeing my screen now?
There you go.
Perfect. Awesome. So if you are all ready to learn all about Norwegian, here we go. You can take notes and get super excited. I'm just gonna get you started with a little video that that we created recently. And it's really to get your emotions going and get you in that mood again.
We can't hear yet. We could and then we couldn't. But we can see. There it is. Oh, I'm sorry. Aw. That's so fun. There you go.
So who's excited to go on a cruise? Well, if you notice, we kept talking about free, and it's really because with Norwegian, we came up with the whole freestyle. We don't believe when you're on vacation, you should be following a schedule. So basically you set your own schedule. Now, I just wanted to point out, we have the youngest fleet at sea in the contemporary market. So if you look at these, you'll pretty much get to see like our average age of a ship is 9.5, whereas you'll see our competitors are way beyond that. So again, it's really because we continuously invest and remodel and bring new ships out there in the water so you can get the latest and the best experience. Our latest delivery was the Norwegian Encore, which was delivered in November last year. She's brand new. She's sailing in, well, it was scheduled to sail out of Miami and New York. But just to give you a taste of her.
Those go-karts, I'm telling you that.
There's the racetrack.
It was so freaking fun. And that laser tag in there, yeah. I got told that I had an evil face while I played. I said, called competition.
Is this the ship that you were on, Susan?
So I was on the ship right before it. I was on the Joy. They're like sister ships.
Okay.
And Alexis just said the race cards are fast. They're like fast. Like I think they go up to 50. And I mean, you have to like, we got in trouble. I know it's hard to believe. They were like, you're going too fast. We did not go on the water slide, which I wish we had, but it was too cold because we were on an inaugural, which meant we went from Vancouver to LA with no stops. So it was cold. But the ship was, I've never been on a ship like that. And I've been on, I think that was my 11th cruise. The food they're showing, the food was phenomenal. We got to try everything. I have a photo of Alexis in there where she was freezing. She thought it was cold. I'm in menopause, so it was awesome. I was like, bring it on, breeze. Some of our favorite things that we liked were you get the drink package, which is awesome, so you don't have to think about anything. And I just said this to someone today about when we talk about free, when I sell like an all-inclusive that like sandals, I said, there's something that changes when you're not getting nickel and dimed on a trip. It has a different feeling. So anyhow, you can keep going, but yes, it's an awesome, fun thing.
So with the Norwegian Encore, like you saw all the amenities or most of the stuff that we have on board that ship. The ship that Susan was talking about earlier, that's the Norwegian Joy. And then there's a third ship in this category, which is the Norwegian Bliss. So any of those three ships will give you similar experiences with the racetrack, the laser tag, the water slide. You also have virtual reality. But what Norwegian is really known for, it's award-winning entertainment, the dining experience, and of course, you pretty much get, with our current promotions, we pretty much include everything for you, where you can pick all 5 offers. And depending on where you're coming from, you can either have free or reduced airfare. So all of that is bundled together for you in one great experience. So Norwegian is just for anyone. So if you're a solo traveler, we have cabins. We are the first cruise line to design cabins for solo travelers. So we don't charge you the full fare that other cruise lines charge you once you're booked in one of our solo cabins. And if you like to be pampered right throughout your trip, we have the luxury experience with a butler and someone is there at your beck and call. And if you want to do a girlfriend getaway or a guy's getaway, it is also great for that type of experience. And of course, if you're looking to travel with your family, we have amenities on board that can fit multi-generational trips. So it's great for just about anyone. Now, with our dining experience, we take pride in it. And if you've sailed with any of our sister brands, and if you're familiar with the different cruise lines, we own Oceania and Regent. So they are our sister ships, and Oceania especially is known for culinary experiences. And because of that, we've incorporated all of those culinary, the culinary director is responsible for all 3 lines. So just imagine you're getting all those sumptuous meals at a really great price and experience. Best entertainment, these are Broadway shows, and guess what? They are included when you are on board. So they take you back, depending on the show, to the 60s. We have shows that go back to the Prohibition days. So again, it all depends on what you're looking for. At any given time, you have at least 3 different types of entertainment that's going on. So if you want more like a rock and roll, you can get that at the Beatles bar. But if you just want something nice and easy while you're sipping on some wine, you can also get that just at the adults on the area, looking over the side of the ship, enjoying that cool breeze. So again, there's different types of entertainment to suit your mood when you're on board. I mentioned earlier about different stateroom types. So this is the stateroom that I mentioned that is great for solo travelers. And you can get anywhere from 100 square feet up to 6,000 square feet. And I'll show you some of those different cabin types, because I'm pretty sure when you're traveling, you might have different needs depending on who you're traveling with.
Oh yeah.
So some of our deluxe owners suite, and again, they're elegantly furnished. You feel like you're at home. Someone is there to take care of you. This is our studio stateroom, which is for solo travelers. So this top photo is what it looks like. The bottom photo is an exclusive lounge that we have just for persons who are traveling by themselves, so they can meet other single travelers. So this is a great place to meet people, mingle, and create lifetime friendships. It is exclusive, it's key card access only. And you can go there, you can get your continental breakfast, your coffee, and we do have different happy hour mixers throughout the course of your sailing with us. So it's a great experience. And again, it's exclusive. So the rest of the ship wouldn't have access to this type of experience when you're staying in a studio stateroom. Now, if you're really looking for the ultimate experience and you're looking to be pampered, you just want someone to take care of you right throughout your stay, from the minute you get to the port to when you disembark, you will be taken care of. So it's called our Haven Experience. And it's like a ship within a ship, because you're locked off from the rest of the ship, key card access only. And there's your own restaurant, bars, you have your own pool area, the solarium. So above this area here is a solarium. It can be, they retract it if the weather is great, so you can sunbathe. But if you're sailing in, say, Alaska, you can still enjoy the natural light, even though it's enclosed. So it's a great experience. Now, the beauty about staying in a haven is that you have access to the rest of the ship. So you're getting the best of both worlds when you're staying in the haven area. You also get preferred access to the theater, to the restaurants, because again, you have a butler that will take care of setting up all your dinner reservations for you, reserving your seats, and wherever you want to go. So absolutely amazing. You can get up to 3 bedrooms if you're traveling with your family in the Haven area, okay? Now, going over to Hawaii, and Norwegian is the only cruise line that can sail in US waters without touching a foreign port. And especially now with COVID-19, Hawaii you're pretty much the best place to go to. And I know they say they're opening up August 1st. So if you're looking to take a trip over to Hawaii, this is great. It's a 7-day sailing. It starts in Honolulu and you get up to 100 hours in port. You're 2 overnights. So you really get to experience and immerse yourself into the Hawaiian culture. And it is the cheapest way to see 4 different islands, because 1, you don't need to buy extra plane tickets. It also saves you time. You don't have to be unpacking and repacking. You only unpack once when you are doing the 7-day Hawaiian inter-island. And just to give you a taste of the Hawaii, experience with Norwegian.
I was supposed to be on this in September. It just got canceled.
Get to see the beautiful Nepali coastline.
Wow.
So who wants to go to Hawaii?
Me.
I want to go. I was so happy when I saw that email a few days ago that they're opening up. I'm like, okay, I have to go get some sun and some beautiful beaches in. So I can't wait.
Yep.
But also, when you go to Hawaii, you don't need to get a passport and all of those good stuff. So it's a great experience. And again, when you are there, it is the cheapest way to really experience Hawaii. Because if you were to pay for a hotel, buy food, buy plane ticket to go to different islands, it adds up pretty quickly. And I can tell you, and if you've been to Hawaii before, you know, a burger is for $20. And then when you put a drink to that, that's $30. So that's just one meal for one person. However, with Norwegian, because the ship is in port, you can go out, you can do the excursions, you can have breakfast, go out, come back onto the ship, have your lunch, and you can go back out, do the different entertainments, and come back onto the ship and you can sleep and pretty much enjoy everything that Hawaii has to offer. Okay, there we go. Now, another great destination that we are proud of, and unfortunately we won't be getting to do it this year, but you have to do, for Alaska, you can start booking for next year or 2022. Like Susan mentioned earlier, we have opened up sailings up to 2022. We have some amazing rates, and Alaska is a highly sought after area. And it's really because of that short travel window to go to Alaska. So just to show you what we do in Alaska.
I want to go there.
So our ships were designed for Alaska with those sky to ceiling, those floor to ceiling glass windows.
Yeah, that's amazing. Oh, mojitos. Mm-hmm. Those are thermal spa. Look, they drink mojitos and red wine. They're my people. I just had somebody go, I don't drink on vacation. I went, what? Wow.
Really?
Wow.
No,
Awesome. I don't not drink, I think, ever, but I'm so, I was like, wow. And you don't get a discount for not drinking because there's other things that are included, by the way. It's not just alcohol. And I was like, wow, somebody doesn't drink on vacation. We probably shouldn't go on vacation.
This is my favorite spot on the ship when sailing through Alaska. I remember last August I was in Alaska and I spent all my days here because when it's super cold and if it's raining, you can still enjoy those majestic mountains and the snow-capped mountains, and they are absolutely stunning. You can still get those beautiful photos. You can still see the whales, like you do not miss anything because of the way we design these ships. So you're pretty much getting the same view as the captain. And we design it that way so you can enjoy Alaska if you don't want to be out in the cold. And on top of that, we have the bars right there. So like Susan mentioned, you don't want to walk far to go get your drinks. So we'll have someone bring your drinks to you. And it's nice and cozy, as you can see. Absolutely beautiful. So I spoke about some promotions earlier. I'll be talking more about that. But with the promotion, like Susan mentioned, you're getting a free open bar. Now, with Norwegian, you can order drinks up to $15. Now, that's some really strong drinks. And you can have 2 drinks in your hand at any given time. Any given time, you can have 2 drinks in your hands. So that is amazing. Unlike other cruise lines, if your drink goes over $9, you have to pay full price for your drinks. I don't want a tab at the end of my vacation. I should be able to have my favorite glass of wine or mojito without having to think about what it's going to cost me at the end. So that is one of the pluses when you sail with Norwegian. We also include 3 specialty dining depending on the length of your stay. We have unlimited excursions. We include Wi-Fi for you. And if you're traveling with kids, depending on the time of the year, kids sail free with us. And of course, the other promotion is the flights that I mentioned earlier. Now, I just want to talk about our peace of mind. With everything that's going on today, you must be wondering, why would I want to go on a cruise? But now is the best time to travel. As soon as you can get on a ship, it is the best time. I literally flew last week and I travel for work, and I can tell you, I've never seen an aircraft that clean. I've never seen flight attendants cleaning an aircraft that frequently. So now is the best time to travel as soon as the ships go back out in the water. If you can get on a ship, it is the best time, because I'm telling you, you'll never see anything cleaner right now once you start sailing. And with Norwegian, we have a peace of mind policy, which is pretty much just reassuring you that if you do book with us, and when you do book with us, you have up to 48 hours before your trip. And this goes up to November 30th, where if you decide to cancel 2 days before your trip, you won't be penalized. We'll just give you back your money in a credit, in the form of a credit, and you can redeem that up to a year after that issue date, but you have up to 2022 to decide where you want to go. So it is pretty flexible, and we have one of the most flexible policies in the marketplace right now. And it's really to make sure you have peace of mind when you are looking to take a trip. We have also put together health and safety protocols to further enhance that peace of mind experience. So we have new air filtration that's implemented, and this is on all of our ships, and these are medical grade filters. We also have enhanced screening protocols. So of course, we'll be screening guests when they are embarking and disembarking. And our crew members will go under even more extensive screening, because of course they'll be moving about on the ship. So we will be doing further screening when it comes on to our crew members. Increased sanitation, this was one of our strong points, and we have even increased that further. So right throughout your stay, you'll notice that they're constantly cleaning. There'll be someone pouring you like hand sanitizer. There will be stuff in your cabin. This portion I really can't speak to as of yet because it is being finalized. We are working closely with the CDC and some of the top health professionals, and they are working to even enhance what we currently have. So we do have further developments when it comes on to our health and safety protocols. We will also be doing responsible social distancing. So there will be even more space on the ship to allow for social distancing. And to further give you that peace of mind, if you are in a particular destination and you want to get off the ship, we want you to feel comfortable getting off the ship. So you're not only going to experience these health and safety measures when you are on board our ship, but any of our partners that we work with, when it comes on to shore excursions, they too have to develop a really rigid health and safety protocol in order for us to continue working with them. So they are an extension of us. And if they don't meet the criteria, we won't be working with them. So again, this is all in place to make sure that you're comfortable and you have peace of mind. And of course, we will have enhanced medical resources on board. So we will be fully equipped with the latest testing kits and medical supplies. There will be additional medical professionals on board. So again, this is just to ensure that you feel comfortable and safe when you're traveling with us. We're one of the first cruise lines to put out a health and safety protocol, and we continue to develop our health and safety protocols as soon as we get new information from the CDC and the other health organizations. So if you want this information where you can further read through it, Susan can easily send it over to you so you can read through it as well. And again, have peace of mind when you're sailing with us. So we are pretty much going the extra mile to make sure that when you're sailing with us, you're comfortable, we're comfortable, and we all can have a great time together and you can have a great vacation. But I just wanted to point something out to you when you're making that decision as to who you'll be sailing with. And this is just a quick price comparison. And this is 2020, of course, so you can see. So with Norwegian, we have a free at sea program, which is our promotional program that I mentioned earlier with the free open bar, the specialty dining, and so forth. So all of that is included in the price when you are sailing with us. However, if you're sailing with our competitors, these are not those things are not included. So if you look further down, you'll notice that here there is a gratuity that you would need to pay when you get the drink package for free. And that gratuity is pretty much like your tip that we give to the waiter. Whereas if you were to purchase that drink package with Princess, that would be an additional $483 and an additional $429 with Royal Caribbean. The dining package, there is also a tip that you need to pay for the waiter again. Whereas if you were to get those 3 specialty dining with our competitors, that would be an additional $100 added. So if just to go to the total price, so with Norwegian, after you pay those gratuities, the total price per person would be $1,607, whereas with Princess or Royal, you're paying way over $600 more to have those amenities included in your package. So basically, you're paying an extra $100 per day to sail with Princess or Royal Caribbean, as they do not include the free open bar, the specialty dining, the excursions, the Wi-Fi. They do not include that in their promotions.
And just to go over that, just so you guys know, so the drink package is, like you said, it can be the, non-alcoholic drinks, the foofy coffee drinks that come from the bar, or alcohol. You do prepay that tip. And that, I always tell people this, you have to remember the people that work on the boat, they work on tip. So They're not just gouging you. It goes to those people. The specialty dining is you get your main dining. There's a couple restaurants on there that you can do. And then everything else, there's a bunch of restaurants that are specialty dining, which means they're smaller restaurants. They're going to be smaller in size. They're going to probably have a theme. One might be a sushi. One might be a teppanyaki table. You get 3 choices to go there. It's totally worth it. You're going to want those. That's what you get when you get the all-in-one package that you get with Norwegian. If not, you have to pay to go to them. And you get Wi-Fi packages are 250 minutes. You can upgrade them. The shore excursion is typically $50 per room per port. You get a credit towards your purchase. And you realize that you're going to use all of those anyway. And that's what I think is so great about this. The alcohol is definitely your best value. They can call it the drink package. What's amazing now is they're giving it for every category. So until this happened, it would be rare it'd be in every category. It was only balcony and above. But that means like this family, these 18 people going right now to Alaska next summer, they're interior kids. So the mom and dad, grandma and grandpa are on the balcony, and then they're buying like 4 cabins on the interior. They're all getting that also. And I can run a report for you guys and show you, hey, sometimes we can get kids free, and sometimes we can get kids free with air free. And I'm like, and because of their promise, so up until final payment, you can cancel and get your money back. And after that, they're going to promise you right now, hey, look, you can change your cruise, because they don't want you going. The last thing they want is someone unhappy on their ship telling everyone how unhappy they are. And that's why I'm like, that's what I was saying at the beginning is when I stand beside a product is they're standing beside me and they're standing beside my clients. This is a huge value. And we saw that, Alexis and I did, when we went on the cruise for the inaugural, was like, yeah, we were on an inaugural. We got to do everything else. There are some little charges like the go-karts cost money and stuff like that. But to be able to like, hey, I ordered a drink. I was like, ew, no. I don't like that. It was some blue thing. I was like, not trying that one again. I'll go back to my gin and tonic. And you don't have to be like, well, I just paid 20 bucks for that. You know, and that's what you do sometimes when you're on another trip. There's something about, hey, we're all in this and we're done. So just thought I'd explain that, because sometimes people don't know what all those amenities are, and then they get nickel and dimed on the other cruise lines, and then they come back and they're unhappy with me because their nickel and dimes end up more, you can notice it there, more than the price of the cruise. And that's a huge bummer when you come home. So
Thank you. Thank you so much, Susan. So today, the current promotion is where if you purchase, you can get a balcony for the price of an ocean view cabin. And that is in addition to the 5 free offers that Susan just mentioned. However, if you do not get to put a deposit down today or in next couple of days, we'll be starting a new promotion. And because you are here tonight or this evening, I'm going to share that promotion with you. So in another day or two, we'll be changing from this balcony sale. So you won't be able to get the ocean view for the price of a balcony anymore. However, we are going to include the gratuities that I just mentioned on the drink package. So in addition to getting the drinks, you'll be getting the gratuities.
nice.
Included. So we have the next promotion is the prepaid gratuities.
On the drink package, not the ones that you pay towards your.
Right.
Okay.
So we'll be picking up that tab for you so you can have a great time when you're sailing with us.
That's awesome. It's such a great way to go on a vacation, and Norwegian, so I've said this before too, Norwegian has a totally different vibe if you've done other cruises. They've come in, they came in about 7 years ago, and they came in and they changed their vibe. And it was like, you know, anytime, and really that's why they have these younger ships. They came in and they want people to have fun. It's really for anyone, but there is a totally different vibe on these boats. They do, you know, they still have traditional cruisers on there also. You can have a traditional, you know, dining experience and stuff like that. But it has a really kind of modern feel to it. I kind of liked it. I went on the Norwegian cruise. I think they blew up the boat after my honeymoon. I should find the name of it. I should find it for my husband. I literally looked like the Titanic. It was 1993 out of LA. I'm gonna find the name of it because I think it was Starward. I can't remember. I was like, we could hear the engine while we ate dinner. Anyhow, keep going. Sorry, I'm distracted.
The next thing I wanted to, well, just to add to what Susan just mentioned, our ships were purposely built for what we call freestyle. So basically, no two restaurants, you're not sharing, we're not using one kitchen for 2 or 3 different restaurants. And because of that, our restaurants are spread throughout the ships. And for instance, the main restaurant, what we've done is to duplicate that. And so if you don't want to sit in the main restaurant, then you can have that same menu. You can have that same menu in a more intimate setting. So if it's an anniversary trip and you want to feel a little bit of romance while you're dining, you could still have that in one of our smaller intimate restaurants. Now, also with our ships, what we've done on the 8th deck is to make it like a wraparound balcony. So you can do your morning strolls, or you can do your sunset walks with your family or your partner. So what we've done is to utilize the space as if you are at a resort. It's not just about, oh my gosh, this could have been a balcony cabin and we could have been making lots of money from that. No, it's all about the experience when you're on board. Same thing with the bars. You have the bars right along the 8th deck. So you feel like you're sitting right on an ocean front or on the beach and having your favorite drink. And that is the vibe you get when you are on board. You don't feel like you're on a typical ship. And that is the reason you see when you're sailing with Norwegian, it feels completely different. Right, Susan?
Oh, I totally agree. That has an outside. Now, like I said, we were at a cold time. And I wasn't prepared for that as I'm wearing a freaking dress. The go-karts. But they had restaurants and you could sit inside or outside. And I mean, yeah, it has a totally different vibe. There was a sports bar or like a beer bar at the end that was really cool. And I'll tell you this, I eat gluten-free, never had a problem. Everybody took care of it. Everything was great. That's why the specialty dining is also, I think, really important. I mean, I like the main dining. We tried the specialty dining because we could. And I'll tell you, I never pay for it on the other ships because I'm too cheap. Because I think, well, I've already got the main dining. Why do I care? I like the smaller restaurants, and I think it's fun. Like the sushi, oh my gosh, I think Alexis and I ate, that was our favorite probably restaurant. It was so good, and it was so fun, and it had all this glass, and you could see everything, and you really feel like you're at a different restaurant. You're not like, I'm at a cruise eating, which is what people I think want, is they want a really different experience. And if your family has it, what's great is that your kids could go, if they're older especially, could go eat at, the burger place, and you guys could go have lobster or whatever. You could split it up because there's so much going on at night. There's so many different things you could do. So no,
and Susan, I'm glad you mentioned restaurant. As of right now, our policy is that there won't be any self-serve buffets again, because we're taking into consideration COVID-19, which is a big deal if you really think about it. So we're taking out the self-serve buffets from off of our ships.
Yeah, except for like tea or whatever, but yeah, it is, and I never did room service while I was on the ship either, so I can't comment on that, but I know you can have it. I believe it's a $5 charge. They do have it, but you can easily get, I would say that when I look at my clients going on a cruise, there's a couple different ways you can book a room. You can do a guarantee room or a cabin assignment. I don't really like guarantee rooms. I like cabin assignments, and I'll tell you why. So we were lucky enough to go on this inaugural, and we literally had the cabin. I think there was one cabin farther, all the way at the end. So if we wanted to go anywhere, we had to walk all the way to the middle of the ship and then go down or whatever. And I'm like, I never want to do that. You want to kind of be more centered or closer towards the elevators because you're spending a lot of time walking, going back to your room, going to get stuff. And we would want to go back to the back of the boat where the go-karts were, and it's at the other end. I literally was right below the captain. There's a lot about like where your rooms are, what kind of room you want. I've been lucky enough to stay in all kind of rooms, all the way up to suites, and how to make that work, especially if you're traveling with your family and you want to have, I tell people, you want to save money, have mom and dad in the balcony, and you can have the kids across the hall. What we do is we split your room and we put one kid with one, and then when you get on the boat, it doesn't matter. They don't care or how you guys sleep. We have to split you that way. But that way your kids, I actually kind of like the inside room. My husband does not, but it's really dark, so I sleep well on the inside room. But I've done weddings on Norwegian. I've done girls trips. I've done family vacations. I've done honeymoons. There's so many different ways you can do it. And the best part is that we have a lot of opportunities on the West Coast, but with this free air that comes or discounted air, you guys can get to some of these other places. That's the best thing, is don't miss out on some of these opportunities. The deposits are really low. Remind me again, because I have not memorized what the deposit is, but they're fully refundable until time of final payment, which is 120 days before you go. So is the deposit now 125 a person? Is that it?
Yes.
It used to be 50, so I just couldn't remember. But so
Yes.
let's say you put down 250 and you're a couple, and then you decide you're going to go in, August of 21. We got you a great deal. We got you the balcony. We got you all the air. We got everything. And then something happens and you decide in January, hey, we can't go. No problem. You're going to get your money back. But don't wait till January to decide that you want to go, because you're going to miss out on all these great opportunities. And that's why I really wanted them on here is, hey, if you're thinking you want to cruise, let's take advantage of some of these opportunities now, because I'm like, hey, these are great deals with the air and with all the promos that are going on that are not going to be here once people start cruising, once people start getting back into the game. Because I'll tell you, people who cruise don't care. They're like, well, I'll get on a boat tomorrow. People who don't cruise are a little bit more cautious. But people who cruise are getting on there. They're my first people that booked trips when we came back out. So regardless of that, Kim, I love you, Kim. Is there any questions that we didn't answer that you guys, I know you guys asked a couple questions, anything that you guys want to ask? No, Shane, while we've got her here, about Norwegian or about cruising or about COVID that we haven't really discussed?
I have a question about, are masks going to be required, or is it just going to be social distancing, or what other things?
So that's something that's being developed. I'm not sure if it's going to be required. However, I'm not sure if I should be saying this, but there pretty much will be stuff on board that will be including into your package that will allow for that to happen. That's the best way I can put it, so I don't divulge too much.
So are you saying it'll be up to the actual guests whether they prefer to wear a mask, or will it? And the reason I'm asking is that I really don't want to go on vacation if I'm going to have to wear a mask around the whole entire time, because I would rather wait. So, and I guess, if that's something that changes and I booked a cruise, as long as I could, cancel it and get a refund, I would be willing to do that. So
I don't think they have official protocol right now. I know, like with the airlines right now, when you get onto Air Tahiti Nui, they give you a packet, and in that it has a mask and all these things on how to keep your area safe and clean. And they say that you have to wear a mask on the airline. With that, that's you have to do that. I don't believe there's going to be anything like that with the cruise lines. However, they might give you that kit so that if you come on there and you want to have opportunity to wear something, maybe you feel uncomfortable on embarkation day or something like that.
right.
And I think that, like, I've watched some of the hoteliers come out, and they've done things like they've sealed the door after they've cleaned it, and they put this sticker, COVID sticker, and then they does not get broken until you open the door. And then you get to decide if you want your room cleaned. So you get to decide if you want someone to enter your room. So
Mhm.
you can say, I don't want anyone in my room. I only want my body and whoever I'm with in my room. And instead of, hey, they're going to come into my room twice a day and clean while they've been touching all these other people. I think that's what they're going to develop. But yes, there is
Got it.
stuff like that. So
That is correct. It's a work in progress, and like I said, we're still working with the health officials because with the cruise line it's a little different. So we're still working with
Right.
health officials, but as it relates to the mask wearing, I'm not sure. I can't speak to that because that is still being decided upon.
Mhm.
But I think it's going to be hard for them to say it's mandatory when the country itself is not saying it's mandatory. So they have to play with what the CDC is saying. They work, whatever the CDC is saying, that is what they're saying. And the CDC right now is recommending mask wearing and not saying it's a mandatory thing.
And the cruise lines are not U.S. cruise lines. They work out of the United States, but they are registered in other countries. Not that I don't even know,
They might.
right? But that does change some of it too. What I know that other countries have done is, I have friends right now, I have friends and clients at the Hard Rock in Cabo, and they have like on the elevators, they have circles, right? And it says stand here. And so in the elevators, it's stand there. Well, I mean, nobody's watching you, right? So, I mean, if I stand next to my husband, they're
Right.
not, like someone was like, well, you have to be 14-day quarantine. I go, how am I going to know? Like, I'm just curious. Like, I'm not saying avoid. I think everyone should wear a mask when they're outside. I'm an asthmatic. I don't want to get sick. I get it. But how are they going to know if I don't?
Mhm.
Unless I go into a place where it's required, which I should. But like, if I'm going to LA tomorrow for a month. What if there's a quarantine tomorrow that says people from Arizona can't go there? How are they going to know that I stay in my house?
Right.
So I like, are they going to put like a beeper on me or something? So you have to like look at like, okay, they're going to give suggestions and people are not going to follow everything. And so that could be where maybe you go, hey, I'm not feeling real comfortable while we're in the, watching a show, but I feel really good while I'm at a restaurant or whatever. And I think that's where, like you said, they're going to have to come up and figure it out. And with our spike right now, I was just telling O'Shea when I started, we had more cruises cancel. We're supposed to be on the Hawaiian cruise with friends of ours in September. They're like, well, let's book the next one when it opens. And I said, let's not. I said, even though Hawaii's opening, I said that I would feel comfortable booking in 21. There are cruises in 20. We can. But I said, or let's wait a couple weeks and see what happens in the United States because things are out of control right now and we just don't know. The cruise are taking a proactive stance and going, hey, look, we're not putting people on here. I mean, I was on there. I got sick on a cruise line like 8 years ago. And you should have seen what they did to me. I mean, I had like hazmat suit came in. I had to sit on the balcony while they cleaned my room. I washed my hands.
Wow.
Yeah, they were like, because they didn't want the, whatever cruise line virus goes around. And everywhere you go, you could wash your hands and everyone had, antibacterial soap. And I still got sick. And I was like, oh, it was awful, to be honest. I'll share one funny story. It was in Cozumel. So I get quarantined on my boat. I have a balcony. My boat's here. There's another boat here. And they make me sit outside while they're like hazmating my room. And who is sitting across from me from like an 85-year-old guy in his underwear? I have to stare at him. I'm like this going, like there's nowhere to look but him. And he's staring right at me like, oh God, make this over fast. Make this over fast. While I'm so upset, my whole family's enjoying Cozumel, and I'm like, why did I get sick? And then this guy, I felt like I'm like, this pervert's over there, like in his underwear, like put clothes on.
That's funny.
So, does that answer though? Do you feel like, Dina, like that helps with giving you a little bit more understanding of, like, we don't have the answers right now, but
Right.
options.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone else have any questions? We have like 2 minutes left, and if not, you can. That's so funny. I forget that I'm not on here. I'm going to send this video out to you, and if you have questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Like I said, No, Shane and I have a great relationship. We're going to try to connect while I'm in California. They are a great cruise line to go on. There is a cruise for everyone, and they're really, really fun to go on. If you haven't gone before, I can recommend a couple. If you have gone before and you want to do something else, maybe you could try something like the Haven. The Haven is awesome. It is a great experience. And so then take advantage of some of the things you're going to get right now in the discounts, because maybe you couldn't afford it normally, but now because it's on sale and it's a little bit less expensive, you can go do something that's a little bit more. I mean, it's not a little bit more, it's like way more. You can't even get in there. Like I tried to get in there with my key while I was on the cruise with it. Nope, you can't do that. They won't even let you go. Only at set times where they give us a tour. So anyhow, well, I thank you guys all for coming. I thank you for sharing this. No, Shane, I just can't wait to actually go on vacation and not be at home. Boy, I can't wait to go on vacation.
Susan, just before you go, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking anyone that deposits a booking in the next 14 days, I'll be throwing in $100 onboard credit in addition to all the other perks that we have running right now.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Love that. Yeah.
So if you want to go get a spa treatment, I'll be covering some of it.
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's awesome. And if you guys ever want photos from our cruise on this, or I could find them from my honeymoon. I'm totally joking. But I can show you them of Alexis and I, because it was so much fun. I mean, that's the whole reason they had us on there, was to experience something that we had never done before. And these new ships are just awesome. And there's a lot out there. So, and I can look through all the sales. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, No Shane. I will definitely be contacting you about getting together. And if you guys want to look at any dates in the next 14 days, I am your girl. I appreciate all your time. I'm going to go get some, I'm going to go get my drink now.
Thanks everyone for your
Thanks,
time.
No Shame.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Have a great evening.